Yeah. Welcome to the Five Reasons Sports Post Game Show, aka the Post Up. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepard, and joining me today, we have my guy, Michael Christian, my man, Gadiel Cartagena, my dude, Brian Young. I got it right this time. And my dude, Jonathan Romlicon and Ariel Latias. How you fellas feeling tonight?
Feeling good tonight.
And flippin-tastic.
That is wonderful. So tonight, the Heat pulled off the 116-109 win against the Warriors. First game for Victor Oladipo. I was personally very impressed by what he showed. He lost me some money tonight because I said he was going to score over 16 points. But my boy did end up playing hellacious defense. And I think tonight we saw the potential of what we could have in him in terms of the defensive capabilities of this team. So I'm going to throw this around to you guys and let you guys go ahead and answer whatever you want. Gad, what did you think about the game tonight?
Listen, that initial sequence when the game started and like it was Ariza, Oladipo, Bam, Jimmy, even Duncan was in there. When they were playing defense, I was just so hyped watching this game. Like from the jump, this game was just super fun to watch as a Heat fan. Obviously, there was a few stretches where we just couldn't get a shot or whatever, but we won the game. We beat the Warriors. I thought both teams actually played really well. I haven't looked at the numbers yet, but it looked like both teams didn't shoot incredibly. I mean, they shot 40% from three, and we just beat the Warriors. So that's really good. Oladipo obviously wasn't the most efficient game from Bam or Oladipo, but those motherfuckers play defense, and it is fun as hell to watch. We have probably the most versatile defensive lineup. My takeaway from this is this team defensively is about to be scary as hell.
Absolutely, I 100% agree with you there. Like I said at the beginning, the boy Vic, like he adds different dimension to this team defensively, and it was noticeable. Like it was very noticeable because a game like this where Goran Dragic only scores 6 points, then he gives up 36 or 37, 38, 39 easily. But even though Steph Curry got it, it looked a lot tougher for him to get those buckets. Ariel, man, how did you feel about the game tonight?
I felt good. I thought that was a good win, man. Like Gad made a really good point about that initial defensive sequence before the substitutions were made. And then, the Warriors started making some shots. There were some defensive lapses after that point. But, just about whenever Vic, Jimmy, Bam, plus Iggy and or Ariza were in the game, like the defense looked ridiculous. Like ball handlers can't even put the ball on the floor against four of those dudes because they get in the passing lanes and they're swiping at everything. They're all really smart defenders. Vic didn't have a great game offensively, but I think you can attribute that to him just not being familiar with his teammates, the sets they run, and not really having any chemistry there. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but I agree with you, Royal, in that he made a significant impact defensively. He was a little bit over-aggressive from time to time, and so he picked up a bunch of fouls, but he made Steph work for his points, right? He had some really impressive defensive sequences on Steph. So, yeah, man, you saw glimpses of what he can bring to the offense, and I think it only gets better from here.
I think the sequence in particular on Steph was Brian got 7 Blues Clues sweaters on deck. Oh, yes, indeed. My boy gonna have to go shopping after this because
this is true. This is facts, Welch.
But yeah, I think particularly the defensive sequence that he had on Steph in the corner where he kind of made quarter. Yeah, he was like really aggressive with Steph, and Steph balled the ball and went up. But yeah, like he had culture oozing out his veins, Gad.
Radiating.
I want to thank my guy Poetic Lifestyle for the $4.99. Don't know. I didn't even look at his name. I just looked at the picture. That's how much my guy's in the chat. He said Miami's defense was on fire. Victor's defense on Steph first half was straight lock. Absolutely. Thanks to our guy Danny C for the $5. Don't know. He said, Roy, you caught me out last time when I said Depot would fix everything. Apologize. I'm sorry. And we want to thank Big Biz 800 for the $5 dono. He said win streak well underway. I predicted last week while y'all were shook and clacking at the knees. Whatever. I'm going to start hosting this show soon. Yeah, over my goddamn dead body. So we're going to throw this to my guy Romlicon. Romlicon, man, tell me your thoughts on the game tonight, brother.
Yeah, I mean, like Gad said, that first possession of the game, the first couple possessions, because I think we held them to an 0-for-7 start with a couple of turnovers, and we were scoring. Duncan was hitting his shots, and we'll probably get to him a little bit later. But Duncan had a great game as well, right? But that first initial sequence, just seeing Oladipo switch seamlessly with Ariza was just great. And honestly, outside of what they said, I think the free throws was probably one of the other reasons we get to this game. We won this game, but just focusing mostly on Oladipo. He showed us a taste of everything he could do for us tonight, right? He showed us the transition dunk, right? He showed us he can help in transition. He hit that sexy Euro He hit the pick and roll with Bam where he lobbed it up to Bam. He took the charge, right? That's when he knew he was for the culture. Like when he took that charge, right?
Yes.
So he even had that driving kick for Ariza for 3. And like Ariel mentioned, he had that possession where he locked up Steph in the corner. So he gave us a taste of everything that he can bring to this team. And outside of just the little foul trouble that he had tonight, I think this is going to be a really, really fun couple of stretch of games with Victor Oladipo until we have to pay him next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that I don't remember if anybody mentioned it yet, but his playmaking was it wasn't a surprise, but it was just pleasant to have. The man got 5 assists on an offense that he doesn't know. So that was fun for me. Blues Clues.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you guys mentioned the defense looked fantastic. I can't say enough about the fact that when you have Victor Oladipo, Trevor Ariza, Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler on the court at the same time, you are going to blitz teams. And we saw that to start the game, right? And this is their first game together. It's only going to get better as we go forward in the season. The thing that I've kind of been harping on as of late is the offense, right? This is their highest scoring, outside of that Blazers game, this is their highest scoring game since the 16th of March. The Heat have struggled to get over 110 points, which is about an average NBA offense. They're ranked 19th, I believe, in offensive rating. And, like I said, they scored 116 tonight with bad games offensively from Bam Adebayo and Victor Oladipo. So I think that's a really, really good sign of things to come. Like I've said before, they can keep this elite defense, which they will, and have around an average offense or above that, they're going to be really, really good going forward. So I think this is a really, really positive sign for what we're going to see from this team.
Yeah, I agree. This is a very encouraging win. So we want to thank our guy Belinsky Pierre for the $4.99 dono. He said, honestly, I like what I see from Depot. He needed this game to fit in and see the offense. He'll bounce back. I don't know if he had a bad game to bounce back from. I think he had a good game. The unidentified celebrity review, he said, can we talk about how much better Duncan and Hero look? Absolutely. But give us a chance to let Michael give his thoughts on the game, and then we'll start talking about some of the individual guys. Thank you to my guy Poetic Lifestyle again for the $4.99 dono. He said, Roy, I apologize about Trevor Ariza. He's coming around, man. Heat defense is not to be messed with. Boy, feeling good today. Absolutely. And the $2 dono from Codeine Bama, he said, can Duncan please play like this every night? Duncan has been playing like this for the past 4 games, and I think that we need to start acknowledging that Duncan might be on his way to turning things around for the season. Michael, what did you see from the game tonight, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy. I mean, it's kind of hard to come up with something else after the 4 of you and share your thoughts too. But I mean, to me, the crazy thing about the defense isn't so much that the defense did look good, which it did. It's the fact that we're so proud of the way the defense looked tonight, and they still gave up 109 points. In the last 2 games, they gave up, what was it, like 87 and 88? And yet this still felt like an amazing defensive performance. And I'm not trying to belittle it, right? Because it's not always about the total points, but that's what he brings to the table, right? That's what Victor Oladipo brings to the table when he joins. That switchability, that first possession is what it can be at all times. And he got over aggressive, like Ariel said, and they'll figure that out. But just that side of the floor, which was already kind of solidified, is now going even higher than that, right? You're looking at a top 5 defense, maybe that's now moving into top 3, top 2 with the addition of Victor Oladipo. He's also helping out a ton on the offensive side of the floor. I just think this is super exciting, and I feel much more confident in my Eastern Conference Finals prediction for this team is built right now.
Let's hold the horses on that until we see Victor Oladipo play more than 1 game. So we want to thank our guy Cables22 for the $4.99 dono. He said, did Chet mean it's a white boy summer like Duncan and Hero? Listen, let's talk about the white boys tonight. So we got good games from all the white boys tonight, including Belly Olynyk. So Gabe's Culture Minutes, we're going to start with you, man. I want you to talk about Duncan's game, bro, because he's been on the roll lately, and he was an absolute monster out there tonight.
I'm going to reserve my judgment until we get to Gabe Vincent, so I'm going to go ahead and defer this one to Brian.
Okay.
Well, I want to talk about Tyler Hero.
So nobody wants to talk about – so it's just anarchy tonight.
He's in my name. Like, you're just going to – like, Duncan's in my name, bro.
Wait a minute. So this is just the anarchy night tonight. So nobody gonna do what the hell I say. I told Gad to talk about Duncan. He passed it to Brian. Brian said he want to talk about Tyler Hero. All right, go ahead. As a matter of fact, Brian, you talk about Tyler Hero, and then you the host for the night. Goddamn. Then you tell us what we talk about next.
No, okay. I just want to say real quick because Chet came up in the comments, and I feel like Tyler Hero and Chet have a lot in common. from the general demeanor. If you know anything about Chet, so that was the only reason I wanted to mention Tyler. But he's looking better as of late. I'm really, really impressed. I think that this is kind of the nature of the type of player that he is, a really inconsistent six man. But when he's on, and it's kind of felt like before this recent stretch, he'll have like a quarter where he kind of goes off and then he kind of flows through the rest of the game. But as of late, he's putting together stretches, across, not complete games, but, he'll have a burst in the third, a burst in the fourth, maybe a burst in his first few minutes. It just kind of feels like his total contribution is coming together in a more complete way than it has as of late. So I'm good with what I'm seeing from Tyler Hero, but it could easily go the other way.
I want to give the boy Tyler Hero some love too. So after I give this to Michael, because I just heard what you said about Duncan being in your name. Like, I don't know how it just hit my brain, but I'll let you talk about Duncan. But I want to thank Twisted Tapioca for the 199. Don't know. He said white boy summer. Absolutely, bro. There's a white boy summer going on. And my man Poetic Lifestyle for the 499. Don't know. Oh, you are going ham tonight. The man say Victor not trash. People, he just getting started. Trust me, he feeling everyone out right now. Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with you.
Yep.
Poetic is on fire tonight. These are all great comments.
Yes, indeed. So, Michael, I'm going to throw this to you, and I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about Duncan's game tonight because, like I said, he's been playing some of his best basketball of the season.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not just that the shooting is coming around, which it is, right? The past few games, it's been better than the average, but today the three-point shooting wasn't really as high as it can be for him. He only shot like 36%, missed a ton of open threes, but his cutting was on point. He was finding ways to step in front of the ball on defense. He forced the jump ball at one point. He even had a block, which I don't think I've ever seen him have a block.
Kelly Oubre.
Like, my good look. I just feel like right now, the way this team is built, I think Duncan Robinson is a crucial part of this team, and which is why I was reluctant to trade him when the trade deadline was coming around. Was that 3-point shooting, the things he can unlock are going to be great. And if he's learning to play defense, yeah, he's going to get paid a ton more in the summer, but at least for now, all I'm focused on is the rest of this season, and he's going to be key to that success.
Yeah, so let's talk about the other white boy who hasn't gotten much love yet because he just scored for the first time tonight. Ariel, I want you to talk something about what you saw from my man, Nemanja Bjelica.
Yeah, Belly had definitely his best game since he's been since the trade deadline. He went 3 for 6, 8 points, made a couple of threes. I think, again, with him, he's not going to create his own shots. So when guys like Jimmy and now Vic, Bam as well, can get him open looks. Actually, maybe not Bam because they're not going to play together all that much, I don't think. But when Jimmy and Vic can get him open looks and get the ball to him in his shooting pocket, that's what's important for him because he wants to go right up and take that shot, right? He doesn't really want to take the ball off the dribble, though he can. So it was good to see. Looks like he's getting in a little bit of a rhythm. I think he needs to get in better shape, but he's kind of always looked like this, so I don't really know if that's something that we can expect. But all in all, solid game from him. No complaints. I do just want to touch on the Tyler thing because something that we haven't been talking about all that much. I feel like in the last couple of games, he's quietly been kind of good on defense. Like positionally, he's not always in the right place. The awareness is not great. Hey, the awareness is not always great, but the effort is there. B, he got his hand in the passing lanes and on the ball when guys were driving multiple times tonight and in the last game without fouling. And I think that's, if we're going to talk about how Duncan's expanding his game and finding other ways to impact the game, like with the back cut and taking the ball off the dribble sometimes, attacking weak closeouts and whatnot, we got to do the same for Tyler. He's been doing that a little bit defensively in the last couple of games, and I think that's encouraging.
And to add on that, he's been coming and doing that Jimmy thing where he has that blindside steal, right? When the opponent has their hands and looking the other way, he'll just get that blindside steal. So I agree with what you said. And for Bjelica, I'm so happy that we have a 7-foot shooter that doesn't fade or lean every time he takes a 3-point shot. Like, it's just
so Ramon, I'm gonna come right back. No, he doesn't. His feet are stuck on the ground. Thank you, John.
Whoa,
Jewell,
hold on. He had that step back. He had that one where he dribbled to the left and kind of hopped back into the three. Like, it wasn't too bad, but you can tell the momentum was really all in the belly
He
right
missed.
there.
But
It was kind of shifting back behind him.
He missed. Thank you, John Joy, for the $2 dono. He said Brian on his Blues Clues again. Jimmy buckets. Absolutely. Don't worry. We're going to get to the stars. But I want to throw this to Jonathan, because we talked about it a little bit yesterday, what Belly's role would be on this team. And all of us kind of were in agreement that he would be the backup 5. And that's exactly what he was tonight. We got no minutes from Precious in the game, and Belly was used exclusively as the backup center. Oh God, thank you. But yeah, I want you to talk about like how he slots into that role, and do you think that's where he's going to be for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I definitely think that's where he's going to be for the rest of the season. It's not such a gaping hole at the center position that like it is when Precious is out there. Like, maybe he's not the most athletic guy, right? He won't give you those athletic offensive rebounds like the one every blue moon that Precious will give you, but he'll stretch the floor, right? He's able to make that extra pass. He knows when to actually set a screen. And usually when he's on the floor, right, Bam will be on the bench, and then it'll be Jimmy on the floor. So Jimmy will be in a way that'll help mold him, push him to the direction. There's a lot of times that Bjelica is actually open in the corner and he's finding himself in a good spot. We're just not finding him open yet, right? But once this team is able to find him open, I think this is going to be something that'll help us at least stretch the floor when Bam's not on the floor. So I think this is something that's going to be continually seen moving forward. I don't think we see much of Precious moving forward again. I think Bjelica has locked up the backup 5 position, which I love. I love having Iggy at the 4, and then once we get Goran back, Hero and Goran off the bench, that's going to be a nice foursome coming off the bench. But yeah, I think that's a permanent move. I think we see a lot more Bjelica. I just think we saw a touch of that three-point shooter tonight. We finally saw some scoring. It'll be fun to see what he does moving forward.
So Jonathan kind of hinted at the rotation, and I'll throw this to you since you wanted to talk about Gabe anyway. Gabe was the guard off the bench over Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn got no minutes tonight. Why do you think that was? And I already probably know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
Listen, I am probably the loudest person in all of Heat Twitter that for some reason supports Gabe Vincent. I love the grit that he plays with. I think he's the West Coast Rodney McGruder for this team. He just plays hard. I mean, his shot doesn't fall probably 80% of the time. When it does, it's a good boost. And for some reason, he's also decent at finishing. But I was confused that Nunn didn't play, honestly. Like, I like Gabe Vincent, but I was very, very confused why he did not play. I was honestly shocked. Manny, I think I have a graphic on Gabe Vincent if you want to try to put that up. If not, it's okay. So I made this presentation in the fourth quarter. So
Oh my God.
we're calling this culture minutes, right? So you look at the players that are coming off the bench. You have KZ, you have Precious, you have Andre, you have Nemanja, and you have Gabe Vincent. So here,
Precious,
what you see is in a short span of minutes, Gabe Vincent's culture minutes and his culture production is literally off the charts. And you saw it again today. He got 3 fouls in 2 minutes on Jordan Poole, just making people angry. I mean, listen, Gabe Vincent, 13 minutes, probably like 6 to 7 minutes too much, but there's production in those minutes. So honestly, I can't fault Spell for doing it. Like, he served his role once again. So Gabe's culture minutes is what we're going to call them from now on. Gabe's culture minutes were actually once again good tonight.
The fact that Precious is negative is
Negative.
Well, we have to be realistic in this.
But it's not just like he dips into the negative, though. He like breaks it through the bottom.
I'm pretty sure Brian's going to have some problems with KZ's low.
I don't know that I like KZ being lower than Bjelica.
Well, he didn't play. That's why. Don't worry. That was based on tonight. He didn't like.
Okay.
He still did a little bit more than Precious tonight, but like he didn't play tonight. So
That's fair.
Do
In
you have
spirit,
do you have a
he was
red
there.
Post-it note that you broke apart and put at the bottom of your screen just so that the Precious line could go even lower than the whole like monitor itself, like just completely down to the floor?
I should get some tape or something. But we're gonna keep doing this culture minutes thing. I'll keep redoing this graph.
That's fantastic. So one thing I got Poetic Lifestyle for the $4.99 don't know. He said, I thought Nunn was available, but Tyler Hero playing like this, his team and Duncan's shot is beautiful to watch. And look, when Tyler Hero's playing like this, then there's not really much need for K Nunn when you have Victor Oladipo on his team. And I think as long as if Tyler Hero can keep this up, then we're going to see a lot less of K Nunn for better or worse, for whatever that means. One thing I got Twisted Tapioca for the $4.99 don't know. He said Michael had a graph in his Cheesecake Factory article.
I had
Respect
a
your
table.
OGs.
It was a table. It's not a graph. I'm gonna give Gad all the credit for that. It was a table, not a graph.
No, absolutely. So let's get to some of our stars tonight, man. We got Bam and Jimmy. I want to throw this to Michael. So, Michael, you get Bam tonight, bro. Talk to me about
Let's
Bam's
do it.
game tonight.
Listen, somebody tweeted it out. I don't remember who tweeted it out. I think it was Ariel or somebody like that. They said, like, somebody said Bam's the only center you want to watch switching out. Maybe it was Dr. Shoes or somebody. Bam's the only center you want to see switching over to Steph Curry. Like that, you're fine doing that. And it's ridiculous how good he is defensively, and he can literally do all of it. And we've had that once before in Heat culture in, the King. Like when he was here, LeBron could defend all 5 positions, and that was completely gone. He could chill.
I wish I could mute your ass. I don't want to talk about him. He's not on the team.
I'm moving on from it, but Bam can do all 5 positions. And I just think back on that stupid NBA defensive player ladder that they keep releasing that doesn't have a single Heat player, despite the Heat defense being top 5 in the league in almost every category. And they're just disrespecting the entire team. Look, Bam is built differently. There's a reason why we've been talking about him for years now. It's just going to keep accelerating. And I'm going to be shocked if he doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year at least twice over his career.
That's a tough ask for Bam because his career is going to coincide with a lot of great defensive players. But I know that he has the talent to do it. Like he has the talent to be a Defensive Player of the Year. Brian, I want you to kind of go ahead and talk because he talked more about his defense. I want you to talk something about Bam's offense.
So what did Bam have tonight? 19?
Yeah.
God damn, bro.
Bro, it's the same shirt.
Yo, wait. The positioning, though. Hold on.
Oh, God.
His shoulder lines up so well on the picture.
Horrible. It's horrible. All right. So Bam Adebayo, not Blue's Clues. Bam Adebayo. I didn't feel like he had an amazing offensive. I'm just looking at the numbers right now. He was 5 of 13 from the field. Still ended up with 19 points. Still ended up with 6 assists. So kind of in line with what he has, been doing for most of the season. Sans the efficiency, but I think that given a lot of the broken up plays between him and Victor Oladipo, he definitely had the potential for closer to mid-20s. I don't think that Bam did anything tonight that was kind of out of the norm from what we usually expect from him. But when you put in 19 points, I can't really say that you didn't contribute. So
yeah, I want to say I feel like we've gotten to the point with Bam where a game like this, where he also has crucial moments down the stretch, like 19, 8 and 6. It's like a quiet 19, 8 and 6.
Yeah,
it's crazy because
right.
If you told me at the beginning of last year that would happen, I would have gone absolutely berserk. But like we're at the point where like 19, 8 and 6, it's like okay.
Yeah,
it's just an average game for Bam. It feels like at this point,
crazy.
Like he shot sub 500 tonight. His shot wasn't fall. He wasn't making a lot of his shots, right? But if he goes if he shoots closer to his average at say he goes 7 of 13, he's got like 23, 8 and 6, and then it looks a lot better. So I think Bam was being pretty aggressive for the most part earlier in the game. He was getting to the free throw line a ton as a result. The jumper wasn't falling, but man, like Michael said, he was a monster defensively tonight. And I think we take it for granted, man. Everybody focuses way too much on his aggression level on offense, which I think is fair to an extent, but we have to stop and appreciate how dominant he is defensively, how many actions and plays he blows up for the other team on defense. Like he just does things that dudes don't do.
It's like every play he's blowing some shit up. Like whatever, like the initial action on another team's offensive play is almost never there because of what it never works because of what Bam is capable of doing. We all saw Twisted Tapioca's comment. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to read it before it got off. But yeah, I think Bam is probably the player with the biggest offensive adjustment to make with Victor Oladipo on here because Victor Oladipo is going to take a lot more of the playmaking duties. And it looked like it's going to be more so from Bam than Jimmy. Jimmy was still initiating most of the offense, but I think Victor alleviates the amount of offense that Bam has to generate. And so now he's going to be the recipient of a lot more passes as opposed to the person making those passes. And you saw tonight, like a lot of them he wasn't ready for. That's going to take time with him and Vic to get that connection or whatever. But I think Bam's production is going to go up because
that's because he's so used to Kendrick Nunn, and Kendrick Nunn doesn't make the pass in that spot ever.
Yeah, I was going to say it feels like Vic is probably outside of Jimmy, maybe the only guy that really actively looks for Bam. I mean, one game sample size, right? But I think that Bam is definitely going to appreciate
when he's in. Goran, when they're playing together, he looks.
I don't know. It feels like a lot of times they'll run that pick and roll, and Goran will either try to kick out or settle for a mid-range shot. as opposed to throwing the lob to Bam. I don't know. Maybe that's just my biased.
No.
view,
I
but-
think I'm with you.
I agree.
Yeah, okay.
think I
Look,
agree
I
with
will
you.
say though,
Right.
with Vic taking over the offense, though, I thought it was crazy how he was running plays in the fourth quarter with like a couple minutes left. Because this is his first game with the team, and they're like, okay, you take it and you run the point from the top and you figure it out. And then Jimmy went and stood in the corner, right? Just kind of waiting to see what was happening. I thought that was really impressive in game one. That's something you don't often see from guys like that get traded and take time off like that.
Well, he's
Yeah, a
the
lot of
only
what-
other guy. Sorry, go ahead,
Yeah.
Royal.
No. You
Oh.
go ahead.
I was gonna say he's the only other guy on the team who like can actually get his own shot and doesn't always need a screen to do
Oh, yeah.
that, right? He's a tertiary creator, and so if it's not Jimmy, it's going to be Oladipo initiating the offense a lot of the time.
And a lot of that, what was happening with Vic is high screen and roll. So there's not like it's not much for him to figure out. Jonathan, I want to throw this to you because we talked a lot about Ben, we talked about Vic, but let's talk about our guy. Let's talk about Jimmy Butler, who is an absolute monster, bro. Like this man, I don't know what else he can do. Like to me, this was another performance where it felt like an MVP performance. The numbers might not be what they were, but the impact was there all over the goddamn court. So I want you to talk something about what you saw from Jimmy tonight.
Yeah, well, prefacing that with, what has to be said about that is the defense, first of all, right? Jimmy was allowed to be a little more off ball, and him having that ability to play like that free safety, he had 4 steals tonight, right? So he was just doing it on the defensive end. He's able to not just stay at the top of the key. He can be on the side guarding the second best guy, but offensively, he was just doing what you wanted him to do, right? He usually will wait to the second half to turn it on. That's kind of what we've been seeing lately from Jimmy Butler. But when that third quarter came around, I think it was 12 points or 13 points in that third quarter, and he was just driving to the rim over and over and over again, and he was just getting to the basket, 7 or 9 from the free throw line. We know he's going to get to the free throw line, and he's continued to doing that. And adding another buddy like Victor Oladipo, who got 5 free throws as well, like that's just going to add more time for the defense to get settled and our defense to get better and do things like that. But for Jimmy Butler, he did everything you wanted him to do, especially in that third and fourth quarter. 6 rebounds and 8 assists on top of that. He was finding what, people that you needed to find. And what more can you ask from him, right? Jim VP. And that's all you can say about Jimmy Butler because he's doing it all. He's doing it on a consistent basis and he's leading for us to get wins. So let's go Jim VP.
My man, Gad, tell me what you liked about Jimmy's game tonight.
I mean, everything, right? Like when the game is ever in question, it feels like Jimmy's like, all right, fuck it, I got it. And he just goes to the rim and like it works. Like the game was tied and then we were up 8 in a matter of seconds. I think my Wi-Fi is giving out here, so I'll pass it off to somebody else. But like Jimmy was great, as always. He's just unreal.
Your internet is actually doing pretty good tonight. Gad.
Yeah, this is better than most times. Yeah,
Oh,
you're right on
my
time
screen.
now.
My back? Okay, so I do want to say one thing.
You never went anywhere.
I do want to say one thing with Victor Oladipo, because obviously we talked about him a little bit early on, but I think first of all, we did mention that it's his first game. He didn't look like he was completely lost, which was fantastic in its own right. But a lot of the reasons why I think Tyler had 2 steals, Jimmy had 4 steals. Tyler getting 2 steals is actually kind of crazy. But what's up, Adam? Adam, thank you for the donation. $4.99. Awesome stuff, guys. Thank you, Bleacher Report, Adam. Anyways, so what I do want to get to,
Adam Barra's first article on Bleacher Report, man, it was dope.
Yes, but Victor, when he gets kind of people try to blow by him, he changes the angle that the defender is taking to the basket, and it forces them to kind of look like they're fading away when they're trying to either go up or make a pass. And that's one thing that I noticed tonight. He changed the angle on Kelly Oubre one time. He did it on Wiggins one time, and it forced a turnover. And having that kind of athleticism that can just kind of change the angle while a player is going to the basket is going to be huge when you talk about who are going to be playing in the playoffs, when you have Drew Holiday, Kyrie Irving, I mean, not Ben Simmons, but, like at least those 2 guards. And then you talk about like the Celtics wings or whatever. I think that's going to be, honestly, a pretty big deal. So Victor's defense, I cannot overstate it. I think he's going to be a fantastic add for this team.
Yo, Ricky, no one gives a shit about LaMarcus Aldridge's stat. He's no Victor Oladipo. I can tell you that.
Your obsession with the state of New York, Ricky, is sickening.
Yeah. So I'm gonna throw this to you, Ariel, because you to me are the basketball guy. You know basketball X's and O's. So I think one of the biggest things that we've been harping on is the defense and how it changed with Victor Oladipo being here. What do you see this team's defensive ceiling being now? Like, I mean, I understand where we thought they could go. They were one of the top defensive teams before Oladipo, but now it's starting to look like they have the potential to be one of the top 2 or 3 defenses in the league. Like, are you saying something similar, or is it way too early to tell something like that?
I don't think it's too early to tell. Like you said, they're already a top 3 or 4 defensive team in the league just by just about every metric you want to look at for team defense. So I think you add Victor Oladipo, you've got another defender who you can rely on to stay attached to guys, to stay attached to quicker point guards who would normally cook the Heat. They don't have that problem as much anymore, right? He had the biggest test you could probably have in the NBA tonight at the point guard spot in Steph Curry, and he more or less held his own. He made him work. And so now the Heat can play, they can still go to the zone, but they don't have to go to the zone. They don't need to rely on it to save them as much. They can switch much more. They can play drop and know that, Vic is going to be able to fight over a lot of screens and stay connected without getting absolutely destroyed when his man comes off the screen like Tyler or Nunn do sometimes. So yeah, it raises the defensive floor substantially. And I think that they, I think they go from a elite defensive team to like perhaps having the best defensive lineup that they can throw out in the NBA. If you need stops situationally, at the end of games, at the end of halves, quarters, whatever, you can throw out Bam, Jimmy, Vic, Iggy, and Ariza, and it is Clamp City. You're not scoring on that lineup.
Yeah. So one of the things I got Twisted Tapioca for the 199. Don't know. He said, "Hey, I think that's a moose." I don't really know what animal.
It was a llama.
Yeah, it was a llama yesterday. It's a moose today.
It changes.
Yeah, it changes every day. I'm gonna pick a new 4-legged animal when he puts that up there. Brian, I want to throw this to you. I know me and Ari just talked about defense. Let's talk about the things that Victor Oladipo can do on offense that's going to generally raise the level of what this team is capable of. Where do you see this team's offensive ceiling being now that we've added Victor Oladipo?
Kind of like I mentioned at the top of the show, I think that they can become somewhere near an average offense, probably in the top 15 somewhere. I don't think that they're ever going to be elite, but having a guy who is probably comes in as their second best ISO guy, a guy who can make plays for Bam, get him 3 or 4 more easy buckets a game, a guy who this season traditionally has been a good catch and shoot 3-point shooter. This game didn't show it, but again, this is his first game, so he's kind of figuring out his way into the offense. As a drive and kick guy, which we saw a little bit this game. So I think there's a lot of spots where he is going to, definitely raise the ceiling of this offense. He was stiff tonight, really, really though. What we saw alone the first quarter was stuff of miracles. Once Oladipo gets into shape, alongside Ariza's team will be terrifying. Yikes. True. Yeah.
Very stiff D tonight.
Very, very stiff.
After that first possession, you were assured a stiff D. Right after that first possession.
Rock
We
solid.
want to thank our guy Poetic Lifestyle. Poetic Lifestyle. If you give me any more money, I'm gonna have to call an Uber for you in the morning. Out of all the Heat players, out of all the Heat players, Iggy definitely sleeping good tonight, beating his former team. Yeah, I think Iggy was huge for us. He played like most of the fourth quarter. But we're gonna do our.
He had a Max Kellerman game, hitting those clutch 3-pointers.
Let's we're gonna do our new segment, which is you the damn host. Everybody, you get to ask one question, and you only get to ask one person your question. So choose wisely. Michael, you're the goddamn host. Ask whatever question you want, and ask it to whoever you want.
Okay. I'll ask it to Jonathan, and it'll be about the point guard position because we're talking about K Nunn versus Gabe Vincent in those minutes. But tonight, Goran wasn't in the game. So is K-Nun going to even have any minutes when Goran comes back healthy? Is it going to be Gabe Vincent? Are either of the two going to have minutes? Like, out of those 3 point guards, which one do you see getting minutes? And do you see the other two not getting any?
First of all, hold on. Before you answer that, Ricky, you don't want no smoke with Southside Alana. I don't know if you know where she at, but them things get the ringing at nighttime over there in the Southside. Go ahead, Jonathan.
I'm going to assume that you're asking this question about the playoffs, right? Because regular season really doesn't.
Well, yeah, and when they come back healthy too.
Okay, yeah. I don't think we're going to see much Gabe Vincent or Kendrick Nunn once we get to the playoffs, right? Those are guys that you really can't rely on both ends of the court. Maybe, Nunn will give you spurts of it, but you can't rely on him. And Goran's a little bit more of a veteran where he'll know how to take the flow of the game and get control of the game. So I think we're not going to see much of K Nunn or Gabe Vincent unless, Goran gets hurt. But moving forward, yeah, I don't think we're gonna see much of them.
Yeah, we should do it like a handoff, like whoever you ask the question.
That's what I was about to say. Ramakhan is the host now. Ramakhan,
he's new here.
Don't worry about it, bro. Michael.
You said this was the first time we were doing the segment.
It's the second time we've doing it. But
Oh,
Michael,
then don't lie.
Michael, it was your turn. Michael, you know what? It was your idea. You can have it. Thank you for that suggestion.
I just
really
thought-
appreciate you.
I'm just
Shh. Okay, now be quiet. Go ahead,
right,
Ramadan.
So Ariel, let me ask you this one, right? The Heat forced, what was it, 20 turnovers tonight?
Yep.
20
20
turnovers tonight, right? And off those turnovers, we ended up getting 27 points. This is something that we weren't able to do consistently before, is score off the transition break. You know, getting Oladipo and having this almost foursome of a defensive lineup in the starting unit. Do you feel like this is a new way we can create offense moving forward?
Absolutely. They can turn defense into offense much more, in a different way now, because Jimmy is really the only guy on this team that, you can count on every single night to have a Dwayne Wade-like type of pick six steal where, it's an uncontested layup at the other end in transition. But other than that, the Heat, I'm not sure where they rank in the NBA in fast break points, but I would imagine it's not very high because they're one of the slower teams in terms of pace. So yeah, definitely Victor Oladipo is a guy that gets in the passing lanes. Now they have, more options to throw out lineups with dudes that are just longer, have better defensive anticipation, and that will result in steals, and they'll be able to, generate more fast break points. And so absolutely, I think that should uplift their offense now that they've got Vic. I'm going to go to here's the thing though. Okay, I'm going to go with Brian. Brian, I want to ask you, Heat Twitter loves the idea of the Heat getting another big. You, I would imagine, agree with me that the options on the market are not ideal at the moment, given that some of the guys that the Heat wanted have now been scooped up. Do you think that the Heat should bring in another big? And if they do, does it even matter? Is there someone who's out there that you could see getting any kind of substantial role, any meaningful minutes with this team in the playoffs?
God. So I do think that they should bring in another big just for, injury insurance, essentially. Like the thing is, there just aren't really any guys I can think of outside of Dwayne Dedmon, and if he's hurt, then that point is kind of moot. But I don't think he would play. For me, it's strictly like Bam gets hurt and we need a guy to fill in for 15 minutes or whatever. But I just don't know if there's anyone out there. Not that I don't know. I'm pretty damn sure there's no one out there that's going to make any kind of a tangible impact. I think that Spo is likely going to go with not Precious, be at least at the 5, maybe KZ spot minutes, maybe Precious spot minutes. But I think that's our big rotation, and I'm cool with that. I think that's probably the best option.
Can Blue have an impact? I feel like Blue would have an impact.
I'm not gonna answer that question.
No, Brian, you're the host now, so you don't have to answer any question you don't want to. Man,
all right,
Manny,
so
you disrespectful as fuck.
as the host, someone said, I said it too, Whiteside should be brought back. Fuck no. Listen, if we bring Whiteside back, Spo's going to a mental institution. Like it's Whiteside or Spo. So pick
Brian
one.
hosting is straight fire. Dude is just like lit. Straight shots for everybody.
Man, he's a natural.
Let's see. Gad, do you think that going forward, Tyler Hero, I think tonight he played 35 minutes, second most on the team, with Victor Oladipo in tow. Do you think that Tyler Hero should continue with as big of a role as he has? Do you think that, it's possible that since we have so much guard depth that maybe he takes a step back in offense and playing time to kind of work in guys like Nunn and Goran and Oladipo? Or is it just kind of going to be more of the same going forward?
I think 35 minutes is a little much. Yes, my cricket boy. Okay. I think Goran is the one that's going to be taking a step back. I think Nunn still has minutes in this rotation, probably where Gabe Vincent had minutes tonight. I'm not really sure what the logic was behind that. Maybe he was healthy or like available, but it was kind of like an emergency play if they needed him. But I think Victor Oladipo's role is going to expand, right? Like he was in foul trouble multiple times throughout this game. He finished with 23 minutes. I expect Depot to be a 30-plus minute guy for this team. Like he's a dog on defense, and he can get to the rim on offense. Staggering him with Bam at the same time is going to be fantastic. And then you can run Jimmy, Ariza, and a bunch of other shooters around them. Like there's so much versatility in lineups that Spo can have right now But I think Hero's role, he'll probably be around 30 minutes as well. But honestly, like just put Goran in like Miami's best physical therapy place. Just get his back right, his plantar fascia right, his knee right, whatever it may be. And then let's go to work. Like we have enough guards to go to work regardless. And then Goran comes for the playoffs, and then we're straight once he's fully healthy and kind of looks like bubble Goran to a certain extent. But no, I don't think Hero keeps the same exact role. I think he'll take a bit like kind of what he did tonight, right? 13 shots, 12 shots, anywhere from 10 to 14 is about what I'd expect him to take. I don't think he's going to have those crazy high volume games anymore, which is totally fine. Like we talked about this last night. I don't think Hero or Duncan are going to be these high volume guys, although even tonight, they both took a pretty decent amount of shots. So I'm the host now, right?
Yep.
And legally speaking, I have to ask Royal a question to keep this going.
Not necessarily. You can ask whoever you want. You're the
Okay,
host.
well, we'll
You
ask
should
you,
do
Royal.
Royal.
I'm gonna keep going with this chain. So obviously this season has been a season of streaks, right? Win streaks, losing streaks, and it kind of goes back and forth. We have the Cavs next, and I believe Memphis after that. Do you think we're going to be able to push this winning streak to go maybe like 5, 6, 7 games? Or is this something where – and also, do you think this is another one of those fool's gold things? Or is this – we kind of found our team's identity at this point?
Yeah, so you guys should refer to me as Sir Royal the Eighth because I was on.
Sure, Royal. My bad.
Yeah, I was on Heating Up the UK earlier today, and so I was knighted during their stream. So I just want to make sure y'all call me Sir Royal. But
No.
I said I said prior to these games that we were going to go on a 6-game winning streak immediately after the 6-game losing streak, and that's because like we've seen, this team is a 500 team. They seem to do things down the middle, so they'll lose 6 games, win 6 games. I think that we're going to be more consistent in terms of winning because of the addition of Victor Oladipo and how much he raises our floor. I already was of that mind, but it was cemented tonight watching him play. Like watching him play with this team, I saw that the floor of our offense and the floor of our defense were risen. UD plays mental minutes. He's not. You get all those mental reps. So Twisted Tapioca, you did 2 donos, and I missed the first one. So the first one was the 199 dono, but that's a gas question. Yes, I think this play is sustainable, and yes, I think we're going to carry this over into the playoffs. So this is going to start stringing together a bunch of games. So yeah, he said 199. How much for Ricky to follow me? I don't know. You have to pay Ricky. Your second one was another 199 dono. He said, I'm the 9th Anthony. Fun facts. Thank you so much, Anthony. Your name's not Anthony though.
It's twisted.
It is.
Yeah.
Legally, it was twisted.
No, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know if he wants me to. But yeah, guys, this is a nice talk. But since we're on the second night of a back-to-back, and we've been going 42 minutes, time to pay the bills. But before we do that, a little birdie told me that Brian had something to tell us, and they wanted him to say it on the stream. So I need to make sure that I get to this first. Brian,
What did Blue find?
he just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
Yeah, listen. I was told for $5, I'm selling my soul for $5. I just want the world to know that. I was told to say we just got a letter. Apparently, we just got a letter. So that's $5 in my bank
We just
account.
got a
Thank
letter.
you. No, I'm not singing it.
You
I
gotta
was
sing
told
it.
to
Sing
say
it.
I was
Sing it.
told to say it.
No.
Because I'm a stud.
Absolutely. So we're not
I
gonna
wonder who it's from.
Oh, I know exactly who paid for this type of anarchy.
I don't
You guys-
thank you, Alana, by the way, in the comments. I absolutely do not.
Yes, but yeah, I mean, for real, it's gold, bro. So let's pay some of these bills. Tonight we're gonna have my guy Rumlicon pay Vertigear.
Yeah, so with Vertigear, obviously, if you're like a lot of us in the pandemic, you're spending a lot of time at home or you're spending a lot of time seated, that will actually lead to back problems in the future. That'll lead to, a lot of pain medications, a lot of things that you don't want to have. Get yourself a Vertigear chair. They have good back support, good lumbar support. On top of that, they have some really nice colors. You can actually put in your height and your weight to get the specific chair for your suitability. Go ahead and click in the description below. We'll have an affiliate link, so you'll get a slight discount with them. But yeah, go ahead and get your Vertigear chair. They hooked us up. They're a proud sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Click that link in the description, get your Vertigear chair, and be like everybody else on this 5 Reasons postgame show.
Well, yeah, actually, guys, we sold our first chair using the affiliate link. So shout out to whoever bought that chair. I don't know who it was, but if we get more people to buy the chairs, then we can get more chairs to give to people like Gad and Ariel. Brian, you'll get your chair last because racism. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let my guy Ariel. You're gonna pay Miami Grill tonight.
Miami Grill. All right, let's get that graphic up. Yeah, whenever I'm
At Miami Grill, we've been delivering big favorites from big places for over 30 years. We use fresh ingredients that pack bold flavors, and we always deliver your food the way you like it. So tonight, don't just bring home dinner, bring home Miami.
You're never gonna catch me, Manny.
Yeah, whenever I'm in South Florida, I'm craving something nice and delicious and at a reasonable price. You'll catch me at Miami Grill. So they bring Miami to the table. You're craving it. They are making it. They serve the best of everything from everywhere: cheesesteaks, Greek gyros, chicken wings, and everything in between. You're always craving something from Miami. If you're craving it, they're making it. Head on over to Miami Grill.
I feel like Miami Grill deserves a little bit more love than that because they did just break the boys off a little something today. So guess what? Michael, you paying Miami Grill too.
Oh,
I am paying Miami Grill.
Yeah, we pay Miami Grill twice, bro.
Yeah, there's one in Central Florida. So if you live in Central Florida, you should do that. Jonathan, I know you live out here. So it's
Yeah, dude.
by Kissimmee.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. You can get some Euros steps like the players did on the court today. Fries are fire and the wings are dope. So,
Michael, your camera is HD as hell.
yo, listen, that Logitech C922. Ooh,
Hey,
Boy,
first
it's
of all,
looking
they
flawless.
are not a sponsor of the Five Reasons Sports Network.
just
even though
Logitech sponsor me.
I also have a
Michael,
Logitech.
I'll have my people talk to your people, and we'll see if we can get.
Listen, my people are prioritizing getting you a chair, dog. What you're sitting on is this.
I need Wi-Fi, a chair, a fucking growth spurt. I need a lot of stuff right now.
We'll just give you all the donos, bro.
Gad is
You
a whole
need it.
no the hell we won't. Want to thank I got Twisted Tapioca for the $4.99. Don't know. He said my side piece loves that I use Manscaped. Make sure you use the promo code 5RSN to go ahead and get you some more Manscaped.
Man, that's awkward if
Twisted
only the side piece likes it though. Like, does the main piece not like it? Is the main
Good
piece
question.
like, give me a little bit extra, and then the side piece is like, I want clean cut.
It's Twisted Tapioca. He's the side piece. So Brian,
What's
yeah,
up?
absolutely, brother. You get to pay our primary sponsor tonight because I love when you talk about beer. So let's talk about Biscayne Bay Brewing, my guy.
All right, let's talk about beer. What is it? It's spring, right? Middle of spring, beautiful outside. You want a locally owned independent brewery in the heart of Miami to enjoy this beautiful weather. You go outside, you say, damn, it's a nice day. I could go down to the lake. I could go hiking. I could chill out by my pool. I could enjoy so many things, with the help of a Pastime Pilsner, a Tropical Bay IPA, Miami Pale Ale, or Marlins Lager, official beer of the Miami Marlins, by the way. Fun fact. And, I think that in this beautiful era of our Earth's rotation around the sun,
Ooh,
you want one of those beers to enjoy the beautiful environment, the beautiful Miami environment that we live in. Is it autumn?
Shut
It's
up,
looking
Ricky.
like spring out here, and I know damn well it's looking like spring out there too. So,
Somebody said astrology.
it's not on.
so that being said,
yo, how's that
That
ball still
being said,
spinning? That's crazy.
Hey,
grab
you're
yourself
messing up.
grab yourself a Biscayne brew,
A Biscayne Blue.
a Biscayne brew.
Biscayne beer.
We just
You
got
can get
the
it. You can get it
liquor.
at a local
We just
restaurant.
got
You can get
the
it at
liquor.
the store. And enjoy your beautiful day.
Blue Sky dude. We can't.
Jumping right into the beer.
My bad, bro.
I thought we all
Okay.
did Blues Clues shit.
Bro, listen, it's your ass for wearing that shirt, G. So Ramla Khan, man, I know we have the king of combat sports for the Five Reasons Sports Network, my man Ramla Khan. So tell us where people can find your shows and what they will learn there.
Yeah, so on Friday we have Ariel and I covering walkouts and knockouts. We're going to be doing the Bellator thing. They're actually partnered up with Showtime now, so they're on a bigger platform. So we're going to get maybe like 10 minutes just covering a couple of Bellator's fights. They do tournaments. Winner of the tournaments get $1 million. So it's like Dragon Ball Z if you like watching Dragon Ball Z, right? So that's going to be fun. We also got the good, the bad, and the ugly that's going to return tomorrow. We're going to cover Victor Oladipo's first game. I'm going to shout it over to Ariel because I know he has a couple things to promote himself. Talk about the shootout, my man.
Oh, okay. I like
Ooh.
it. Yeah.
Hand off for the pro. Royal, you're not necessary anymore. It's a well-oiled machine, bro.
Listen, I'm grooming future hosts, bro. That's what I'm doing here, bro.
Yeah, man. The shoot around is a short, 140 seconds or less clip that Gadiel Cartagena and myself like to post every game day morning on the Twitter timeline. There isn't anything else on the Twitter timeline like it. You generally would have to go to YouTube, though now this is also being posted on YouTube, so you can do that as well if you prefer that. But basically, we will preview the game of the night. We'll talk about whatever is hot in the rumor mill with regards to the Miami Heat. Today we talked about Victor Oladipo, obviously. So yeah, if you want something to consume in, just over 2 minutes every morning, game day mornings, check out either my timeline or Gadiel's timeline. It'll be on there in the morning, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., somewhere in there.
Beautiful. Michael, you got this show on Onside Radio, and I'm pretty sure you have an announcement that you want to make about that, right?
Oh, I mean, I wasn't really going to care to, but yeah, I mean, game night ends tomorrow night. So
I didn't want you to tell that.
El final show.
No.
I didn't want you to announce that. I just want you to talk about people to come listen to it. G.
Oh, well, listen, you can find it on podcast. So it'll be up forever. So that's the thing. Alana said Blake would never dunk on there, and then he did immediately. So that's a lot of fun. Ariel and I yelled at each other. Gad was on there. Jonathan was on. Brian, I could never get it figured out because you live on the West Coast and there's a 3-hour difference. So 3 p.m. you'd be working, right?
That's not the reason that he was on there. That he wasn't on there.
I mean, we all know the real reason.
We
But
know, Brian. We know.
The truth is, I'm more of a magenta fan. That's really what it is.
I like salt and pepper.
I'm all about magenta, so that's really what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, game night was fun. It was dope. But yeah, listen to it tomorrow. I think it's Adam.
Huh?
Was there a bad guy on Blue's Clues? I'm just curious. I'm thinking
It's
about
Steve.
that.
Steve was the bad guy.
Who
He got
the
arrested when I was a kid. No, when the show got canceled, it was because he got arrested for drugs.
No, the bad guy was the dude who came after Steve. I was like, "You imposter, get the hell out of Steve's house." That's what you
like Jim or something.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck he was, but I know he didn't deserve to be there. So, like we said yesterday, the Clutch Corner is not happening next week. It's going to happen the week after. So don't look for it. It won't be there. We're letting people take a break and we're going to recalibrate. We got to try and figure out what we're going to do with the show now, because the transaction season is over. We still want to bring it to you, but we want to make sure that it's something fulfilling and not just wasting people's time. So whenever that comes back, the new format, we'll let you. Steve went to college. No, he didn't.
No, Steve OD'd, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't know if you saw Steve when he came back, but he looked like a completely different dude after that.
I don't know what Blue gave him, but it was not kosher.
Man, a blue. That's what it was. Blue gave him a blue. But no. Oh, before we close the show, we got who? You said we got Cleveland next, guy? Yeah, I think that's what you said. So let's go around the horn real quick. Michael, the boy feeling good?
No, let everybody else do it. I want to see how they do it, and then I'm going to try to replicate it. I can't.
Michael, the boy feeling good?
The boy feeling good. I don't think this is right. I did it. Yeah. Oh, they're absolutely going to destroy the Cavaliers. Get the F out of here, Sexland, you idiots.
Yes, indeed. Ariel, the boy feeling good?
Boy, feeling good. I can't wait to see what the Heat do to Sexland, and I expect the W. I think Victor Oladipo looks a little bit better as every game goes on.
He muted his mic.
They're going to win the game. My bad.
Yeah, but I was about to say, y'all quit turning this into the Bunny Ranch. We're going to Cleveland, not Sexland, whatever it is. Thank you, Poetic Lifestyle, the MVP of the show today. Poetic Lifestyle, you're the MVP. For the 499, don't know. He said we'll be a top 4 seed by next week.
Absolutely.
Oh, ye of little faith. We'll be a top 4 seed
I
by
know,
Saturday.
Ricky, I tried, okay?
Jonathan, the boy feeling good?
The boy feeling good. I think we get, like Ariel said, we gonna get it. Depot's gonna look a little bit better, and we're gonna lock up Sexland.
I like that everybody's continuing with the Sexland because I started it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Listen,
Brian,
the name Sexland is the most sex Cleveland has. All right, that's it. Because Cleveland sucks.
Brian, the boy feeling good?
The boy feeling good. We taking that dub. It's gonna be an easy one. I feel like we're gonna cruise to this W. I'm not even worried about it. So the boy feeling good.
Absolutely. Gad, the boy feeling good?
The boy is feeling fantastic for this game. I really am. Listen, we're going to get some culture minutes, which is going to be fantastic. As Ricky alluded to earlier, the D is going to be stiff in Sexland on Saturday night, I believe it is. And listen, this team is rolling. Depot is going to be playing better. How are you feeling about this game?
They've been rolling ever since Belly came, so.
He asked me a question.
3-0 in the
I mean,
belly era.
When somebody asks me a question, I mean everybody else be quiet. The boy feeling good, and y'all know what that means. That means we finna blow that shit out against Cleveland. No, you guys can really interrupt me whenever you want. I don't want to be a dictator. but yeah, the boy feeling good. We're gonna blow that shit out in Cleveland because they're trash and we're not. We're the new best defensive team in the league. I'm going to say that now because I believe that that's what it's going to eventually turn into with us being one of the top 2 or 3 defensive teams in the league. And so I like what I saw from Depot today. I like what I saw from the team, and I'm hopeful about what they're gonna. I'm hopeful for what they're going to accomplish in the coming weeks. So thank you guys for joining me on the panel. Thanks to my guy Michael, Gad, Ariel, Jonathan, and Brian. Thanks to all of you guys in the comments for making the show much more fun than it would have been without you. And we'll see you guys on Saturday when we play Cleveland. Play the video, Manny.
I want Iguodala.